We're here in Monte Carlo for the Rendez-Vous de Septembre. For AM Best TV, I'm Richard Banks. And I'm joined now by Tim Gardner, Global CEO of Lockton Re. Tim, welcome.
Thanks, Richard. Good to see you again.
Great to see you. So we're here in Monte Carlo, a lot of discussion about the complexity of the risk environment out there. Tell us a little bit about your perception of that.
Yeah, I think that's probably a fair theme of this rendezvous. You know, there is a lot of volatility in the world. Certainly, we're seeing it across casualty lines. We're seeing it in the property catastrophe environment. And our clients are in need of trying to find reasonable and viable solutions across that spectrum. So, you know, it's been a varied dialogue, I would say, as the themes. We haven't really focused on one thing like we might have last year. It was more of a cat conversation last year, and I think it's been more multi-line this year.
So some discussion about the disorderly renewal season at the beginning of this year. Any signs that it's going to be a little bit more orderly at the beginning of next year?
Yeah, I think it'll be far more orderly. I mean, it was very challenging to advise clients this time last year because there was just so much we didn't know. We didn't know reinsurers' appetites. We didn't know attachment points. We didn't really know pricing. Coverage was coming under some scrutiny. So fast forward a year, and we're far better positioned to know how the market is going to play. There will still be plenty of negotiation and nuance, but you know, we now know where programs are largely attaching. We know the pricing curves. We know reinsurer appetite. But having said that, even in the cat space, there is a lot of question about additional capacity that will be brought to market. I mean, it's one of the positives if we get through the results that we look to, and if reinsurers book the kind of profits for the full year that they have through 6 months, there will be a fair bit of retained earnings. There will be new capital brought to the market. So, you know, that's one of the dynamics that's certainly worth watching.
So tell us a little bit about those that risk appetite and the appetite for the different sorts of lines of business. How are you seeing that play out?
You know, it's a hard question to generalize around, frankly, because I think it's very nuanced. If you think about one product to the other, it also differs amongst reinsurers. So one reinsurer might have an appetite in one place and not very much in the other. Generally, I think we are a well-capitalized business. We've got reinsurer appetite in plenty of places. You know, there aren't many spots, frankly, where we're looking to find capacity and we can't. The product has to be customized and it has to be priced appropriately. But when it is, there's ample capacity to clear virtually every line of business that we need to fulfill for clients.
So we're a year or so into a hard market. One would normally expect there to be new capital coming in. You suggested that we might be seeing that in the future. Where will that come from in terms of when we might expect to see it?
Yeah, I don't know that I'd use the term hard market. I mean, it's a firming market and it is a changing market, but there is still, as I said, my definition bluntly is if you can't find the capacity you need, that's a true hard market. So we still can find capacity. You know, I think if we get through the results, as I said before, if reinsurers book the 12-month results that they're forecasting through 6 months, I think there's going to be a lot of outside interest. I think there will be investor appetite to potentially come back into the space. I don't think we anticipate that to arrive before and in time for 1/1/24. But I think it's worth watching the first and second quarters of next year to see if there isn't an inflow of new capacity and capital. One
of the things that seems to be on the agenda again this year is that blurring of boundaries between the broker and the underwriter, between the insurer and the reinsurer. We're seeing examples of that. How does that change the dynamic of the reinsurance market?
I don't really think that's such a new phenomenon, to be honest. You know, the lines have been blurring for some time, and I think the core in any of that is you have to carve out a value proposition that makes sense, and that you can serve a client in an appropriate way to be relevant, right? So, you know, I think that we should expect more of that, is my guess. But you know, we think very simply in our space is we need to continue to refine our offering. We need to continue to refine our analytics and the guidance we can give to our clients. We need to continue to find capacity. We need to fight to make sure that the terms and conditions and the prices are appropriate. So, you know, to me, it's about if you're going to play in any space, you've got to do it with the right capabilities, the right team, and the right value proposition.
Tim, thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you. Good to see you again.
For AM Best TV, I'm Richard Banks.